Happy 4th of July, everyone. Now 4th of July is a day where I get a little bit cynical, more so than usual, which is saying something. And I'll tell you why. Now, a little bit of background. My family was one of the first families to come over here from Europe. We were here before this was even the U.S., one of the first 9 families to settle in the Mohawk Valley of New York. We fought for this country, we bled for this country, we died for this country. Members of my family have fought in every single war up to and including the Korean War, and during the Civil War we fought on the side of the Union. I myself joined the military. My father joined the military. My brother right now is joining the Army. My father and I, unfortunately, were kicked out of boot camp for medical reasons, but we have tried. Um, and it pisses me off because this is not the country anymore that my forefathers fought for. It I've been alive for almost 26 years now, and during that time period, now I don't remember really Bush Sr. I was really, really young. But I do remember Clinton. I obviously remember Bush Jr. and Obama. He's still there. Of those three, none of them were good presidents. None of them. I don't have recollection of what it is like to have a good president. Let's see. Clinton he started DOMA and the Defense Against Marriage Act, which was just struck down, and Don't Ask, Don't Tell, which was struck down last year. So, the gay community really hates him. I can tell you that because I'm a theater major, and about half of the other theater majors are homosexuals. I've heard it right from them. Let's see. Started the ball rolling on the huge recession we're still trying to get out of. Let's see. Oh, and he's just a god awful human being for cheating on his wife. Actually, he's the only president to ever be impeached. Only one. Not a lot of people know this, but impeachment is not the act of actually being removed from office. It's the beginning of the process to see if you are removed from office. And that process was started for Clinton, and they did not end up removing him, but it was started. The only president to have that happen. Now, Nixon, that would have happened to him, but he at least had the good graces to own up to what he did and leave on his own. Clinton denied it right to the end. I did not sleep with that woman. He's a liar and a disgrace to the country. Bush, stupid man. Bush Jr. Got us into a whole bunch of wars we did not need to be in. God, he multiplied the national debt. Obama just can't decide whether he wants to do absolutely nothing or act like a Bond villain. No other president has gone after whistleblowers like he has. No one. If you don't like the way his government, he's running the government, and you call him on it, he'll try to put you in prison. He's still hounding Snowden. Feel sorry for the guy. That's what this recent thing is when he's starting to look like a Bond villain. Because dear God. And it's the reason why we don't have good presidents. You know what the reason is? I'll tell you what the reason is. It's because people vote for parties instead of people. Not even 2 decades ago, the third parties could get 20 to 30% of the vote. Now, they're lucky if they get a single percentage, 1%. I myself, in the last election, I voted for Gary Johnson. You want to know why? Because I did my research, and that's who I actually agreed with. I'm not one of the brainwashed masses who just says, oh, Republican, I'm going to vote for him. Democrat, I'm going to vote for him. No, you see, I think for myself, and I realize that there are actually some people who do actually believe exactly what the Democrats believe and do actually believe exactly what the Republicans believe. But for the most part, I hate all the Democrat and Republican politicians because they are extremists. They are narrow-minded. The only sane road is the middle one, in my opinion. I'm not going to say that my opinion is the only one, because I know it's not. I'm not going to say it's the right one. It's just the one I believe. But I do know that there are a huge amount of people out there who do only vote for a party because it's a party. They're not looking at a person, they're looking at a party. And that annoys the hell out of me. My parents, when I voted for Gary Johnson, got on my case, said, oh, you just wasted your vote. He's not going to win. Duh, he's not going to win because people are stupid. That no one even considers him. No one gives him airtime on the news. No one talks about him. I mean, he didn't get any commercials. Nothing. Um, but you know what? Our founding fathers didn't give our founding fathers and my ancestors didn't give us the freedom to vote so we can vote for who we thought would win. They gave us the freedom to vote for who the fuck we thought was the right person for the job. So, it's one thing to complain about the issues because, you know, especially on 4th of July because we're celebrating our freedom, we're celebrating our independence. USA #1. We're not #1. It's not the case at all. I'm not going to be delusional and say that we're like the worst country in the world because that's not the case. I'm glad I'm not starving in Africa. I'm glad I'm not in all the jihad crap over in Middle East with people blowing themselves up left and right in crowded marketplaces. I'm glad I'm not in Somalia where it's complete anarchy right now. I will get that later. But you know what? We claim to be #1, and we're not. Our education system sucks. The national debt is enormous, and it's just completely getting out of hand. I mean, I can't get on the phone right now without having it recorded by the NSA, stored in a database somewhere where they can access anytime they want. Oh, we need a judge's warrant. Will you notify me if you're looking for that warrant? I don't think you will. Do I even know for sure that you actually do need a warrant? No, I don't. All I do know is that you're recording my phone call. That's what I know. And that disturbs me because that is a complete violation of the Fourth Amendment, which our politicians just seem to think is a fancy decoration in a nice museum somewhere. So yeah, it's one thing to complain, but if you're going to complain, you better offer a solution. And I have two solutions. Two solutions which would be guaranteed to fix this country, but which will never, ever be enacted because they're too radical. They're fair, but I'll admit they're radical. The first one regards voting. It's a two-parter. First off is the simple bit. On the ballot, remove the names of the parties below the candidates. Just put their names. Just put the names of the actual candidates. If you don't know what candidate you're voting for before you get in the booth, if you don't know their name, then you should not be voting. Dear God. And the other thing, you have to take a test. You have to take a test and be able to actually identify which candidate stands for which issues. Because if you don't know which candidate stands for which issues, you should not be trusted with the future of this country. If you're just going to be an idiot and go into a booth and close your eyes and pull a lever and walk out, no. So that's step #1. This is the way it works. That's what happens before the election, before the person goes into office. What happens after they go into office is this: after a politician's term has ended, they go on trial. 50-person jury representing each of the 50 states. They have to prove to those people, and it can be majority rules, that they made significant attempts to have a significantly positive impact on the country. If they don't, if they are unable to prove that to 26 out of the 50 jurors, life imprisonment or self-deportation, their choice. And if they choose the life imprisonment, see, it's fun because it's free imprisonment. It doesn't cost the taxpayers anything because it would basically just be what their ridiculous government salary would be each year, even though they're no longer in office. You know that, right? That the politicians, even when they leave office, they still get paid enormous amounts just to sit around and do nothing for the rest of their lives? Isn't that fun? And I can just go to keep them fed and clothed. So these would work because people wouldn't vote for people who they don't know anything about, and no one's going to run for office with dishonorable intentions. They wouldn't dare. So yeah, that's how I think we can fix the country. How about you? Happy 4th of July, everyone!